What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today. Hey guys, today we're revisiting the Justice League from 2001 to 2004, that classic cartoon. It's the one I grew up with, and I'm gonna show you how to make all of the main characters from the Justice League using Lego parts and pieces. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and if you want to see me expand the team and do Justice League Unlimited next, comment down below. With that being said, let's get into the tutorials. Up first, we have the leader of the team, Superman. I know some people say Batman's the leader, but Superman always comes out on top for me. To build this version of Superman, I went ahead and used the regular 2012 debut version of Superman for the torso, cape, head, and hair, and unbelievably, across the entire LEGO DC run, they never did a Superman with dull-molded legs, giving him his iconic red boots, so I pulled these from the Spider-Man minifigure, since we got plenty of those over the years, so it was nice and easy to find those parts to switch out to make Superman. Luckily, Batman is relatively easy to make. The biggest change that I did was using a paint pen on the inside of the cape to give it a black look on the outside and a blue look for the shading that we see from this era of cartoons on the inside. I suppose you could shade it gray as well, but this is the cape that I used on my Batman the Animated Series Batman, so I just recycled it to use for this video. Other than that, we of course have the head, torso, and legs from the Batman that came in the LEGO Store exclusive accessory pack with the cowl that has the tall ears that debuted in 2012. So putting all that together gets you a pretty accurate version of Batman from the show. So far, these customs have been relatively easy to make, and Wonder Woman is no exception. All you need is the 2012 Wonder Woman, which also came in LEGO Dimensions, interestingly enough, and I switched out her arms so that she could have the printed-on armbands, and these come from the Wonder Woman from the DC collectible minifigure series. The Flash was an interesting one to make because, of course, we want to make sure that he has those cartoonish white eyes that we see in the show. In order to do that, I actually used the head from the Mighty Micros Flash, then just put the Flash cowl over top. It's actually a pretty accurate way to get that and to keep the red on the sides once the helmet is on. Then I used the original Flash torso from the first ever Flash figure that came out, and I gave him dual molded legs, which give him red on top and yellow on bottom to complete the look. I'm super happy with the way that Green Lantern turned out. In order to build him, we actually only needed 3 figures, if you can believe it. The torso and head come from the regular Green Lantern, John Stewart figure that is, that came with a DC buildable, book thing. I don't know, nobody buys those books for the book. Everybody just buys it for the minifig or the build. In this case, you actually got both because he came with a little jet. Anyways, the dual molded legs and the Green Lantern ring come from the Green Lantern from the collectible minifigure series. And finally, the hair comes from Falcon from the LEGO Marvel collectible minifigure series, or more specifically from Captain America. Martian Manhunter was maybe the easiest one of this entire wave to create because I literally just used the regular Martian Manhunter minifigure. The only exception is the minifigure officially comes with 2 blue legs, so I switched those out for green legs because, his legs are exposed in the show, but he does have blue boots on. Unfortunately, at the time of this video's recording, there's no green on top, blue on bottom legs, so the closest you could do is have him stand on 1x1 studs. The only reason I didn't do that is because I don't know. I don't feel like he's that much taller than the Justice League. I usually try to reserve that for characters like the Thing that are much, much bigger than their counterparts. But I suppose you could do that if you wanted to get the most accurate color combo. And finally, we have Hawkgirl, who required the most work and has the most pieces, interestingly enough. She's got her little weapon here, the spiked ball. That's just from so many different sets over the years. If I listed them all, this video would be 6 hours long. The legs come from the LEGO Batman Movie 2 character, El Dorado. The cowl, which is actually Wolverine's cowl, works pretty well for her, and that comes from Wolverine, as mentioned, with the flipped around torso from Wolverine from the X-Men versus the Sentinel set. Then I gave her, the brown gloves and everything there, pulls all that together. The head is from the CMF version of Wonder Woman, and the reason I used that is because A, it actually looks pretty accurate once the helmet goes on, and B, we already had to use that figure for our other Wonder Woman here, so since we already tore that figure apart, just makes sense to use a piece that was nearby. Finally, I gave her the wings from either Hawkgirl or Hawkman. You could really use them from either, but in the show, her wings are actually more gray than gold, so it's not super accurate, but as of the recording of this video, it's probably the most accurate you could get without using those somewhat rare gray wing pieces that haven't come in too terribly many sets recently. Anyways, let's zoom out and I'll give you my final thoughts on this showcase. Alright guys, let me know what you think of these figures in the comments down below. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of my other videos listed here.